We have Father's Day, Mother's Day, Sister's Day, Earth Day, Yoga Day, a day dedicated to everyone and everything important. Well, we also have a social media day. It's only fair given its growing role in our lives. Today, social media is almost indispensable. And this may be an unpopular opinion, but just think about it. Imagine waking up one morning and finding yourself without any social media. Where will you find the day's trending stories? What will you scroll through when bored? Where will you find viral videos? How will you expand your professional circle? Learn about job openings? According to one study, 73% of millennials have found their jobs on social media. Back in 1997, no one had a clue that social media will one day become the center of our universe. Why 1997? Because that's when 6degrees.com went live. It was the world's first social media platform. Users could connect to their friends, family members, send them messages, post bulletins. Then came Friendster, MySpace, and Zing. In 2004, Facebook was launched from a Harvard dorm. And the rest, as they say, is history. At least 3.96 billion people today are active on social media. That's almost 49% of the world's population. 63% of those above the age of 13 are on social media. 63%. 29% of India's population is active on social media. 70% of America's population. 71% of Australians. We spend an average of 2 hours and 24 minutes on social media every day. That's more than the time most of us spend talking to our friends or family. If we continue spending this much time on social media every day, then by the end of our lives, we would have spent 5.7 years on social media. That's our middle school and high school years combined. Social media has become the go-to platform for communication. Whether we have to ping a friend, look for an old acquaintance, reach out to a recruiter, issue a complaint, it's all done on social media. And it was to recognize social media's role in communication that back in the year 2010, the 30th of June was marked as Social Media Day. Look at the calendar. What's the date today? The day comes on the heels of Facebook establishing itself as a $1 trillion company. The story of social media, you see, is not all flowers and rainbows. It is milestone by good, bad and ugly. Let's talk about the good first. Social media has literally been a lifesaver this pandemic. It helped us transition to work from home. It made online learning easier. It helped us stay connected to our family, fitness goals. Social media also helped millions send out and respond to SOS calls for beds, oxygen, life-saving drugs. So full credit where it's due. But does social media's bad outweigh its good? You see, social media has made us asocial. It has contributed immensely in reducing in-person communication. The hours we spend online have affected our body image, our mental health. According to one study, 87% of women and 65% of men compare their bodies to images that they see on social media. 50% of these women and 37% of these men compare their bodies unfavorably. The problem is exacerbated by social media challenges and filters. Then there's cyberbullying. According to one estimate, 43% of teens are or have been bullied online. In 58% of these cases, parents or adults never find out. Social media can be really toxic. And despite that, at least 210 million people across the world are addicted to it. They can't stop scrolling through it. Why is that bad, you ask? A study found that teens who spend 5 hours on their phones are twice as likely to exhibit depressive symptoms. Social media has also been linked to anxiety, loneliness, suicide, and what's known as FOMO, the fear of missing out, FOMO. Today, 89% of undergraduate students experience phantom vibration. It's a feeling that their phone is vibrating when it isn't. Experts say people crave receiving notifications so much that they start imagining them. Social media is coming between us and a good night's sleep. 10% of teens check their phones more than 10 times per night. 45% of students check their phones after going to bed. In a study conducted in the UK, 68% of students admitted that using their phones at night affects their schoolwork. What about adults? Studies say 13% of total work productivity is lost to social media negligence. Think about it. How many of us can say that we have never checked Instagram in the middle of important work? Or missed out on key points during a meeting because we were occupied online? Or you were shopping on social media? I know I speak for a lot of us when I say that social media has started controlling our lives and the choices we make. We eat a certain type of food because it makes for a better post online. We look for destinations that are Instagrammable. We buy products that are promoted online, wear clothes that are trendy, consume information that is trending. Today we live online. Social media companies virtually control our lives, and now they want to control our governments as well, our countries. And this is where the story becomes ugly, from bad to ugly. Social media companies have become so powerful that they're becoming the biggest threat to the rule of law. They want to interfere with governance. Companies like Facebook and Twitter are blackmailing elected legislators, fighting with almost every major country and government. They're flouting rules, openly challenging the law, blocking free speech in some cases, blocking journalism. On this show, we often talk about digital colonization. So I'll wrap tonight's show by asking you a question. Does Social Media Day call for a celebration? Or does it come with a reminder to try and spend more time offline? To try and mute notifications, log out from the virtual reality, live in the real world, and draw a hard line for social media companies and put a hard stop to their colonial dreams. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.